Is the MET or Michigan English Test the best option in order to have an English certification for nurses in order to apply for the nursing board in the US? Well, there are different options, but over here in this video, I'm going to explain you the benefits MET has for you as health workers. So let's start. Well, the first thing you need to know is about the scores. MET gives you a score from 0 to 80. For people who are applying for nursing license, they are asking you to have 55 points overall and a minimum of 55 in speaking in most of states in this year 2024-2025. So it's important to consider what's 55. 55 points is only 2 more than a B2. B2 level, which is an intermediate level, is 53, and they're asking you to have 55. So it's just 2 points more than usually to have a B2. So it's a score that is not that difficult to get in comparison with other exams, such as IELTS, that they ask you 6.5 or 7, that is almost C1 over 9, and or TOEFL, in which they ask you 24 over 30, that is almost C1 as well. So in this case, the best exam evidently is MET. But not only talking about the score is good. Let's talk about other components. So let's continue. In this exam, they will evaluate 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. In listening and reading, you will find that there are so many texts and audios that are quite normal. They are not as academic as other exams. They are daily life texts and audios, and some of them at the end will be academic. So you won't find that is academic the whole time. Let's see an example about reading. In this sample of reading, you can see that the TOEFL has a lot of academic vocabulary and that the text is so long and dense. On the other hand, you have the part of MET. In the MET, as you can see, the very first text is just an invitation to an event, quite common vocabulary. The second text is a magazine article. It's quite easy to read, it's friendly vocabulary. And the last text is one that has some, let's say, complex vocabulary, but if we see is not as dense as the other one. So we can evidently see that TOEFL is much more academic than MET. The same happens with IELTS. In IELTS, you have academic vocabulary. So whenever you face this one, sometimes you have difficulty at understanding what it is about. So evidently, the reading part in the MET is an advantage. Moreover, in the listening part of the MET, you are able to see the questions while you are listening, but you don't need to answer right away. If you want, you can answer once the listening is over. In the TOEFL, you don't have the chance to see the questions. You only need to listen and listen and listen, and later you will know what the questions are. Or in the IELTS or OET exams, you need to listen, read the question, and answer at the same time. They don't give you extra time to answer later. So evidently, MET combines benefits of both. You can see the questions, but you don't need to answer. And later, they give you some time to answer anyways. So it's the best option taking into account these characteristics. In the writing component of the MET, you will need to answer 4 questions, but 3 of them are quite easy. They are just asking you super basic information. You need to go quick over those questions. The questions could be something like, what's your favorite hobby? Question 1. Why do you like it? Question 2. Tell me about the last time you did it. Question 3. And the question number 4 is an essay. It's a simple type of exam compared with TOEFL, which they are going to ask you to listen, to read, and later answer. It's too much just in one task. Moreover, in the writing part of TOEFL, you have a second task in which you need to read a professor's task, later to a student's opinion, and then give your answer. All of this in 10 minutes. So talking about time and talking about the difficulty, MET is much more friendly. Obviously, if you have been closer to get a good score in TOEFL, why not to try? We also have IELTS as a third option. In the IELTS, they give you 1 hour to give a report based on a graph or a diagram, and they ask you to write an essay. However, IELTS usually checks hardly. They have hard checking. They are exigent, so we need to write a very good essay in order to have a high score. In the speaking component of the TOEFL, we have integrated tasks. You need to read, you need to listen, and also speak. While in MET, you only have speaking. You need to answer 5 questions. You will have the opportunity to read the question, to listen to the question, and once you read and listen the question, you need to speak. 3 questions, you need to speak for 1 minute, and 2 questions, you need to speak for 1 minute and a half. It means that it's not that exigent, and you just need to record your voice. You won't be speaking to one-on-one. There are some other exams like the OET or IELTS in which you need to speak directly to a native person. If you don't feel that confident to speak to a person, TOEFL is a good option. MET even better because just evaluates your speaking, no more. If you have some templates, some format structures to be used, it's not going to be that hard to get a good score. It means 55 or higher. Another advantage of MET is that if you fail or have lower score in reading, listening, or writing, you can retake one skill. You can retake listening or retake reading or retake writing if you want to. There are several, well, not several, some policies you need to cover or take into account because it's not like long time that they are going to wait for your decision, but you can do it. So it's an advantage. Just in case you need 2 points more, 1 point more, you can just apply to a retake test of one of these skills. It's an advantage that not the other exams have. And another advantage is the price. It's the cheapest in comparison with TOEFL, IELTS, OET, or PTE. Is the cheapest exam. The price could be $175 in some countries, up to $225 in the most expensive case. But usually it is like $200, $205. So it's cheaper than taking, for example, a PT or OET, which the price is double or sometimes even triple. So it's the best option talking about money. If you have decided to go for the MET, don't miss my next video, in which I will explain what are the most common mistakes people make whenever they face this kind of exam. And if you're interested in taking an MET course, feel free to contact me. The link is in the description. See you the next time. Bye bye.